Today we're checking out Negative Space. It's one of our Discord community members' games, so it's come up a couple of times on our monthly streams where I just play games by members of our Discord. So the way this works is the score in the top of these cards is like the effort or the power of those cards, and the green crew are generally used to overcome these obstacles. Technological cards with the yellow back are used to buff the crew. I've got this amount of days remaining, I've got to get this many stars, and days are rounds of play. So I'm always making this judgment of like looking up here, how many turns have I got left, how many stars have I got to get from completing stuff up here, and then weighing up whether I should try and buff the stuff in my hand or just play it for points. And I find that central moment-to-moment decision like really compelling, and I play so many kind of tactics or strategy-based games on this channel where it doesn't feel like they've nailed that. Like, what is the basic thing I'm deciding between every moment of like piloting my deck or whatever my engine is? So that's a more powerful crew that makes you have to discard a card when you play it. I'll go with that. I'm usually quite bad at playing builds in card games where you have random discards. I get really, really bad sort of loss aversion about that. I cannot play Warlock in Hearthstone at all. Okay, so that lowers the energy cost of another card. I'm going to use that on my janitor, my cleanup crew. I really like this guy, so if I play him on that donut that only has 5, he'll resolve it, and then he'll buff everyone in my hand. So when these cards come back around, for the rest of this match, they'll have higher values. You are doing the engine building you'd normally do of deck building, right, between matches, but you're also doing it within a match, loads of like powering up the cards. We've got throw away a card or upgrade a card. I'm gonna go with upgrade. I'm gonna upgrade my janitor because he's my favorite. I haven't really got much further than this. Every time I play it, I kind of play through the beginning bit and I don't get to kind of experience the rest of what the game has. But the idea here is you're trying to beat that 40 on the space station, but it keeps spawning traffic, and you have to resolve the traffic to even be able to target the space station. So this is where you kind of start to get these numerical spatial puzzles come out of the challenge design, I would say. It's not really enemy design, and it's really neat. Okay, so I'm going to use that to buff him because he has this extra cost of having to throw away a card, so I want to increase his value. And then the other thing I need to remember is that this guy has a special ability to refresh all of his energy. Oh, I think, hang on, I might be able to cheese this. I can cheese it. If I refresh his energy now, I can beat the space station before it summons any traffic. These are all rares. Mechanic that adapts this +4 per gadget in the deck. I haven't been collecting gadgets specifically. That allows you to target more than one thing. That's quite cool. I'm going to get that. I can, but I'm going to have to use him, so I want to keep this guy on my hand because any buffs applied to him are multiplied by 2. I want to trigger the buff of the cleanup crew by resolving the thing with him. So this guy gets stronger for having more crew in hand. So I'm going to play him, then I'm going to use Captain Jack's Overdrive to get my energy back. Then I'm going to use the janitor there and buff everyone else in my hand. Okay. Okay, so that targets the neighbor of the thing it's played on. I'm going to buff that. And then play it on there. Oh, I don't have enough energy. I keep forgetting to check the energy levels, and when there's one that has like 3, I just forget that they can have 3. It's my stupid brain. Right, that one I need to resolve, because that is going to reduce how much energy you've got each turn while it's out. Oh, I can make my janitor cheaper as well. So you've got all of these short-term buffs that you just do for the current mission you're on. And that allows you to kind of develop this strategy of how you play your deck over the course of the run. But it kind of gets reset for every mission, apart from upgrading the cards or adding new cards to the deck. I really like that mix of like long-term strategy, what am I putting in my deck, moment-to-moment piloting, what am I playing this turn, and then also trying to build up like value in your deck within the individual match. It's really neat. Okay, so this guy is killing crew in my hand. I don't like that. So this one doesn't give me any stars, but I need to resolve it because it's messing my cards up. There we go. Yeah, the energy, maybe the color of the energy and where it's positioned is throwing me off a little bit. Look at this dead crew. It used to be a basic crew. Me too. I shouldn't have done that because I only have 2 days left, so I just need to focus on getting the next star. Definitely one of those games where you can kind of miss the fact that you're one step away from winning and you do something overly complicated and you could just like play one card and win the game. Some of the earlier levels where you know it's going to be easy, it feels like there's less point of upgrading stuff because you're usually better off just going for like a quick win, like going aggro. But with these kind of boss situations, I think maybe you're better off using up more of your days upgrading everything, because you're going to get through your deck a bit. When they're designed to be harder, you're going to use up more days, you're going to get through your deck a few more times. This one is really useful for these boss situations, being able to target the neighbor as well as the one I'm going for. I can't... Oh no, hang on. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use up all my energy buffing it, right? Because this does one and its neighbor. And then I'm going to restore my energy with my one-off ability. And then do that. Excellent. Let's go for a mechanic. And then we're going to start collecting gadgets. So we're going to get this guy as our next crewmate. And then for the rest of the run, we're going to just collect as many gadgets as we can. And not put them in the bin like I did with my lovely conveyor belt, like a fool. When you resolve a target, draw a card. I'm usually spending my last energy when I resolve targets. And that gives you a 10% chance to draw a card every card you play. I feel like that's going to trigger more often than the pen, at least with the current build I've got, so I'm going to go for that. Everyone who's in the chat, obviously, like the stream, as always, that's nice to do. But I think the wishlist link is in the chat description, so if you are liking the look of this, do go and give it a wishlist. It will help the developer. Right, we can make something cheaper to play. I'm going to use that on my janitor because that seems to generally be a good call. And I'm going to buff him. And then I'm going to use him to resolve that little planet. And that's going to buff my other card for later on. Yeah, really nice sort of building combo chain type things. I just find that really satisfying. I'm going to upgrade this one. I'm going to use this little guy. And then I'm going to refresh. What does this mean? Only the leftmost card in hand can target this. And that says only crew with 15 or less effort can target this. Interesting. Starting to get some really tricksy restrictions on these things. That loses star value every day. There's so many interesting variations on some of these mechanics. It's really neat. Hey, do you like deck builders? Do you like outer space? Do you like funky music? Do you like purple? Do you like the colours purple and turquoise? You're going to love this game. I don't think there's actually a Steam tag for how purple a game is, but maybe there should be. Hang on. Maybe I can make myself even more in line with this game's aesthetic. Let me just try something. So yeah, this game is Negative Space. It's being made by one of the developers in our Discord. And if you like this game, if you like the look of this game or you play it and you think it's good, it's because I taught the developer everything they know. And if you play it and you think it's bad, then it has nothing to do with me and I absolve myself of all responsibility.